Let me look. Yep, mic is on. Everything's good. Dante is on. Hey, Mr. Machismo. Sorry I was late today. Time blindness is a real thing. Um, invite to speak. Welcome to another episode of Supportive Advice Live. I wonder what episode we're on. I think we're on like episode 12 already. That's nuts. I feel like we just started this, right? So, my name is Aquila Wheatley. I am a licensed marriage and family therapist in the state of Ohio. Only in the state of Ohio. I typically have clients ranging from the ages of 18 plus, um, and I am non-discriminatory. So there's that. With that being said, if you are interested in who I am and why I'm here and what I do, please feel free to visit my website at www.supportiveadvice.com. All right. Um, I just want to tell everybody before we get started, listen to your body. Listen to your body. Listen, listen, listen. Because your body tells you when you're overdoing it. Um, your mind tells you when you're overdoing it. Kind of like, when you space out and you're like, whoa, I didn't even realize I spaced out for the past 5 minutes. Your body tells you, it gives you hints, it lets you know that you're overdoing it. And sometimes we choose not to listen to our bodies until our body actually starts to shut down. And we don't want to let it get to that point. Also, it's great to have goals, it's even better to have smart goals. So, break your goals up. You don't have to do 17 things all at one time. That is the quickest way not to complete anything. So just, be mindful of that. Smart goals are, they're time sensitive, they're attainable, you know, um, and it allows you to celebrate the small moments in between one goal to the next. So just wanted to throw that out there for you. Um, even as a therapist, sometimes I don't listen to my body. I'll be doing renovations in my office, um, working on my dissertation, doing my podcast, and, having however many clients, in a given day. And then also, having my own, personal life, family, things of that nature, different roles that I play outside of being a therapist. And and at some points it gets a little draining. So, I encourage you, take some time to listen to your body. Take some time to listen to your mind. If you find yourself getting irritable over things that you normally wouldn't, probably because you're stressed or you're anxious or you're not getting enough sleep or you're just not sitting down. Sit down, pay attention to your body, and if I can give you anything else, circles of control. Everything is not in your control. And sometimes things are only in your control for a season. Recognize when that season is over and relinquish it. So with that being said, we're gonna dive into am I the asshole? But before we do that, I wanted to say hi to Mr. Machismo. Hey, how you doing? How are you today, sir?
Howdy, howdy. I'm all right on this Friday Eve. I can't complain. I can't complain. It's almost Friday. That's always a good time of the week.
Is it me or
To
did this
ref-
week like fly by? Like I feel like it was Monday, then I blinked and now it's almost Friday.
to be honest, every week, the day that is the longest is Monday. Monday just sucks. Then all of a sudden, after you get past Monday, it's Saturday night. So no, it's not
Yes.
just you. It is like
Yes.
it is just flying past. It is like warp speed, like Star Trek style. Like make it so number one. Like it is crazy. Like I don't get it.
Yeah, it
How it
is.
just flies by.
It does. It flies.
Oh, you thought that make it so number one?
Yeah, I wanted to get the reference. I really leaned into it with all my heart. Didn't know what you were talking about. So, but I
That
did.
was that was
I
that
leaned
was
into
that
it with
wasn't
all
the
my heart.
original Star Trek. That wasn't the
Oh,
original one. That was Picard. That was
oh.
Picard with the dude with the beard, and he was the number one. He was like, "Make it so number one."
Oh
He was just.
wow. They have so many Star Treks.
I'm like,
It's crazy. But I
there's
guess
only two that I even recognize: the
I like Deep
original
Space
and
Nine.
the next generation.
But I like Deep Space Nine. Have you watched that with
I
the
don't. I see.
with the
I'm
black
not. I wouldn't
captain?
consider myself a Trekkie.
Oh,
Like
me
I kind of.
neither. Like I didn't even know the
I was.
reference.
I was. I watched. Like I was forced. Like as a kid to watch all of it, so I really didn't like it.
Oh,
But as I got older, I respected it. You know how it is. One TV in the house, you kind of, well, they watching, you watching. You
oh
ain't
yeah,
about to
I
go in your room
know.
and not watching.
I know how it is. My kids, on the other hand, if I'm watching TV in the living room, they're like, "Well, can I get the dining room TV remote?" I'm just like, please, just if I could just take you back in time and just let you,
And where there was
please.
one TV, maybe two.
Yeah, but that second one
And
was
then the
always
second
in the
one was the
parents'
one you had to
bedroom.
use the pliers on or something.
Oh, I
Only other
remember that.
was that Curtis Matthews, the flow model in the living room, and then you got the one where you turn the channel with the pliers.
Yeah, cause it had the two dials. It had the one you go click click click, and then the one at the bottom clank click 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 click. Click. And the one at the top was always the
Yeah.
one that was broken.
That's why you had the pliers. The pliers
Yes,
was
they
you
had
had
the
to have the
pliers.
pliers.
Yes, I mean I've lived it. I've been there. I have been there. Um, so we're gonna dive into this is a chill day. I have been doing way too much as I said, but I will step off my soapbox as it relates to that, and we'll dive into am I the asshole? Um, so
These are fun.
these are I enjoy them. I think that they're hilarious. Well, okay. I mean, people's problems are not hilarious.
But the
How,
con, I mean, of
however,
course, the
sometimes the content or the way they explain things, and even the things you can pick up that they're like obviously leaving out is kind of like really. So this one is am I the asshole for walking out of a wedding I was a part of and ruining the day? Now, I want to stress that ruining is in quotations, which means that it's very clear this individual does not feel like they are ruining anything. But someone told them, someone said, and I don't know who, we will find out. Someone said that they ruined the day, so we will see. So this person says, I dated my ex-boyfriend John for 4 years and got serious enough where we started planning for our future wedding, kids, etc. I thought we were pretty happy, but last year he dumped me pretty suddenly. Well, that sucks. I tried to figure out what went wrong, but he said it was personal and that I should respect his space. Mm, okay. During this time, my best friend Stacy, and she's putting quotations around these names, so I'm pretty sure
oh,
these are
I
not.
see where this is going.
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. She's putting quotations around the names, so I'm sure she has changed the names to protect the identities, which I appreciate. So during this time, my best friend Stacy and her fiance Tom were my rocks. Letting me crash at their place and just being overwhelmingly supportive and loving. When Stacy asked me to be her maid of honor, I thought it was a no-brainer and happily took on the task. Fast forward to what happened this weekend. The morning of the wedding, Tom asked me to meet him for breakfast super early in the AM before all of the festivities. I thought it was weird, but assumed he maybe wanted me to pass something to Stacy. What happened is this long. What happened instead was that Tom let me know that a few days prior, Stacy admitted to him that she had an affair with John. Oh man,
Oh, I knew. I told you I knew where it was
Stacy,
going.
no,
I
no,
knew it was
Stacy,
going there.
no. Oh
Oh,
man,
cold
no, Stacy,
blooded,
no.
cold
Wow, you caught it. You caught it.
blooded.
And see, I was trying to get the benefit of the doubt. It's Stacy. See, so which was what led to my breakup. Well, duh, yeah. He said that Stacy wanted to come clean to start their marriage fresh, and that he was forgiving her to move forward. Okay. He had gone back and forth between telling me and finally decided to spill the beans. Well, good for you, Tom. I appreciate you. You're an honest character, sir. I guess he had expected me to forgive Stacy too. No, because the affair was so long ago. No, the opposite pretty much happened, and I just walked out on the wedding. So, I mean, essentially, you walked out on the wedding, but you didn't like walk out during the wedding. So, like, this is a little play on words here. And so she says she walks out on the wedding, but like to me, what I think my perception of that is like you're literally walking down the aisle, or you're like standing up there or whatever, and you just throw your little flowers down and walk out. But but she wasn't even there yet. So okay, so you just was basically like, I'm not going. So it ended up causing a huge mess because I was basically running the whole show. Oh my gosh! If I yawn again,
Oh,
I'm just gonna punch myself in the face, and that'll be that.
jumping jacks, jumping jacks.
And the Red Bull, which is supposed to give you wings, by the way, is not. So I don't know. I mean, good thing I'm not sponsored by them, because you're not doing your thing here, Red Bull. Um, so anyway, it ended up causing a huge mess because I was basically running the whole show. Stacy made me do everything. She didn't even know what was happening at certain times or who to call. Not only that, but everyone realized that the maid of honor wasn't there, saying that I ruined their once in a lifetime moment. Some of their friends are on their side, saying that I should have handled the situation more privately and at least stuck out the wedding since it was so last minute. No, thank you. I personally don't know what Tom expected me either. But either way, I've been getting bombarded with texts, and I heard that Stacy has been so upset she's had to take time off of work, which does make me feel like an asshole, especially since I've been ignoring all of her calls. No, 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 no. She slept with your boyfriend, man. Like,
Oh
what?
man.
And Tom, it's like, all right, Tom. I mean, I said you was a stand up dude, but like, get with the program. You know what I'm saying? You can't tell somebody something like that, blow up the whole spot, right? I mean, casualties everywhere, and then walk away like nothing happened because you didn't really want your girl to know that you told. You know what I'm saying? Nah, 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 nah. Mr. Machismo, help me out. Help me out.
So are we? I mean, I think we kind of know that she's not. the problem? Are we
No.
trying to establish who is?
Well, no, we know
Well,
who the asshole is. I mean, it's quote
well, I
unquote
think it would
Stacy.
surprise you who it is.
Well, who is it?
I'm
You don't
I'm
think
gonna.
Stacy's the asshole?
Oh well, that's without like that's kind of like we don't even got to say that, but I feel like Tom is.
You
Now
think
here's
Tom
why.
is? Okay, go ahead.
Here's why.
I'm
See,
listening.
now it's not what you think. Now he's not the true one,
Hmm.
but on a macro is Stacy for sure. On the micro side, it's Tom because in essence he knows what's going on. He knows there's a whole wedding today. He's decided, and I'll give him credit. He's a better man than me. He decided to go ahead and have weddful bliss with this young lady of questionable virtue. So, okay, there's that. So, he did that. You're gonna tell this lady, and keep in mind, let's put these in perspective. The morning of the wedding. So chances are the bridesmaids probably went out, might have had a few adult beverages, had a long night. You're gonna hang this on her head and open a wound from years ago that she probably is just now getting over. Actually, probably living vicariously through Stacy in a way, seeing y'all about to have wetful bliss to her knowledge,
You in
and
the
you're gonna spring this
bliss.
on her. You gotta spring this on her the morning of, and think everything is just gonna be well. Oh, that's all I had to say. All right, well let's have a wedding. No,
Right.
dude, you
I'm
were
with
talking
you
like
there.
what is going on? Like, did you even think about? Did you even think? Like, but I'm gonna blame this because I mean a lot of us men is oblivious to feelings. So I'm gonna just give. I'm kind of gonna give him a pass on that because it kind of sounds like that. Like
I
he's
don't
kind of
know.
just a. He's kind of. He sounds a little bit like a doofus. Like it's. I mean, because it's good doofuses, it's bad ones. Where he just might be just that, just out of touch. Like he
But
just, you know.
I don't know, Mr. Machismo. You know what I think for real? Like I think that he lightweight wanted to blow up the spot. Like I think,
Indirectly,
like I think he was mad about what
his
happened. Not
subconscious.
mad enough not to marry her, but just mad enough to screw up the wedding.
I don't, but that don't read like that. Like, how are you not like?
Because
See,
that's passive
oh,
aggressive.
I was used. You took the words right out of my. That's what that O was about.
Yeah,
That
that's
is
passive
definitely
aggressive.
passive. I'm
Yes.
blow up the whole
I'm gonna blow up the
restaurant.
spot,
I'm no,
but
I'm
not
blowing
directly.
everybody. But no, I'm directly blowing everybody up. No, we not
Oh.
about to do no pat. You gonna know exactly how I feel. We ain't about to play them games.
But he
No,
sound
that is.
passive aggressive. He's like, okay, let me think
That's
about
exactly what
this.
it is.
I'm going to marry her. I'm not going to marry her, but I want her to suffer. Well, what way can I make her suffer and still go through with the wedding? Cool. I'm
But
gonna do it.
that made old girl the bad guy and not him.
Exactly. And imagine this. Imagine this, right? Imagine that your maid of honor walks out and your husband doesn't tell you that he told her. So you have no freaking idea.
So now here's another now here's the follow up. Is do they know? Does the bride know that he knows and that she knows, or should I say it? And what conversations have went on other than the groom and the friend?
So here's the thing. The wife knows that dude knows because she told him. But she didn't find out that her friend knew until later. Because if you listen, it says that it eventually came out.
So that might have been when you when it went a little haywire the
Right.
connection. Okay.
Like it eventually came out. But she doesn't say it came out that day. It says so it ended up causing a huge mess, blah blah blah. But everyone realized because everybody blah 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 blah. But then it says, and the news of the affair eventually got out
Oh, I heard that part. Okay, I did
because
hear
her
that part.
cousin knew John. So at some point it got out, but it doesn't say when, and it doesn't say that Stacy knew during the wedding that girl that's why her maid of honor walked out.
See, now I got another question. When was John taking Stacy down? Like when was what was this going on? Like what was this while John was with old girl? Was this after?
It was when
Was
he
it
was
kind
with
of?
old girl. Yeah.
So it was okay.
Yeah, so they were together for 4 years, right? And during
Tom
this
a
time,
fool. I'm
John
sorry.
Tom is tripping, and John is on some nonsense. John and the girl was together for 4 years, right? And so they were talking about wedding, kids, yada yada yada, right? And then all of a sudden he dumps her all random, you know. And she like, what? And he like, it's personal. Now me and you knew from jump he had slept with somebody else, but she didn't know what was going on. And then here's the part, right? She runs to Stacy, right, to pick up the pieces, and
Pick up
Stacy
the
comforts her
pieces.
during this time, probably
Oh, that
because she
is
feels
so
guilty. I
ooh to the white meat.
know. She's
Ooh, you
comforting
was
her.
ooh.
She's like, I
You's
love
a
her. She let
smooth
me stay on the
criminal.
couch. And yes, she was like,
Ooh,
oh
you
man,
was
right?
cold blooded. Oh man, that is
Yes. So
ouch.
she didn't even say, hey, you know what? I know why John broke up with you. You know, him and I had an affair. I'm so sorry, blah, 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 blah. No, no, no. She's like, oh, come here. I'm so sorry. I don't know. He's such a loser. And she's like just patting her and you can sleep on my couch. Don't worry about it. And the whole time, the whole time, she knows she know. And I take it that she was with Tom during that time because she said both Stacy and Tom let her stay on the couch and everything. So she cheated on Tom with her best friend's boyfriend.
Oh, and something else just clicked. John just ended it abruptly, right?
Yeah, he was done. Yeah.
John felt bad.
Yeah, John, of course. John felt bad.
John felt so now here's my question. Here's another little spinoff. And out of the four people in order, who is most one being most culpable and four being least culpable? Who what is the order of the people here?
What, being an asshole?
Yeah, yep.
I mean, Stacy's an asshole. John's an
Is she one?
asshole.
Is she
I put her first. I put her first. Stacy was first. Then John. Then Tom. That's the order that I'm putting them
okay?
in. So
See, I got a
Stacy,
little
Stacy is the friend that you know did the boyfriend, and then comforted the comforted her afterwards, even though she knew she first. She is first. She is numero no. She's first, and then I will say John, and then I will say Tom, and that's where I leave it. Tell
I'm
me you
gonna
got
have
a
a
different order. You got a different
I
order.
have a different order. I have a
What?
different order. Now
Boo.
I agree with you
How?
at the top. I
Okay.
agree with you at the top. Uh, Stacy is a whole that she is something else. But I'm gonna put Tom in too. And I
What?
know that's a little that seems a little
Help me
like how
understand. Help me understand.
the fact that John just abruptly stopped this lets me know. Yeah, he didn't do it the best way, but his conscience kicked in somehow in some way.
A
I
little
feel
late
like
though, right? It
I
kicked in
mean
a little
better
late.
late than never, but never late is better.
Mm.
But I get it. I get you ain't wrong. I mean a little late, but it kicked on nonetheless. The more I kind of examine Tom's actions, it's kind of diabolical itself, where he actually was trying to get a situation where the wedding would have got messy and all this. He tried to have somebody else do his dirty work because he didn't really want
He
to marry the
did.
girl.
He
And instead of
did.
just manning up and just, I don't know. Because why would you tell somebody the day of, knowing that's gonna cause World War III possibly? The
Yes.
risk of that. What did he have to gain from that? Like what was the gain for him?
Real talk. I
There
think
was,
he wanted. I think he wanted his girl to get handled.
but he could. But that's where he came in. He can't handle it. To say
Nah,
I'm
I said he wanted his girl to get handled by the friend. I think he wanted his girl to get handled.
That being said, I don't think he wanted to marry that girl, but he did. He just went along with it.
Which shows his character because then after the fact he went along with slandering old girl. So
Yes,
even though he knows that he's the reason why she dropped out the wedding.
because at least John, he did something wrong. Okay, he basically
Mm,
he moved on. In his heart he said sorry. He might not have said it the girly face, which I mean that's he got some character things to work on himself, but as he came to his senses. I'll give him that. Tom, I don't think he feel like he ever did something wrong, but he was definitely in the wrong, and obviously Stacy is wrong. So that's why I got my order the way it is. It's just a little different spin,
wow.
a little different spin. I could deal with John's errors more than I can really Tom, and of course Stacy's. Stacy's is the worst, but she need to be prosecuted to the maximum extent of the law, whatever that.
She
She
is
is a
something. It's like it's one thing
woo.
to pine after your your best friend's significant other, right? That's one thing. It's another
Well,
thing to then act on it, right? But it's a whole nother type of situation when your best friend comes to you crying to you because their boyfriend broke up with them and you know that the reason why is because of you.
now that brings up another topic, and I actually something sim. I might have one myself.
Okay.
Who's the you know what myself?
All right.
But I mean, my thing is like you can't really. Well, you mentioned something that really is. I'm very particular about. Like, if you have friends, or especially, let's just say from the perspective I'm speaking from, a man, if you are friends with another male, and
Mhm.
this is your road dog, your whatever relationship, whatever, their girl or significant other, she is in essence looked upon as another African American male, or whatever you want to call it. You don't look at her as a girl no more. Meaning, if she's attractive, you don't even realize it. You cut that part off, which I know a lot of people aren't able to do that, but that's like a law for me. That's like a rule for
But you
me.
don't.
Like,
So you trying to tell me you don't see that she hot though? Cause
no,
I
not
know you
really,
see she hot though. I
not
mean
really.
you don't act on it right, but like to go as far as to pretend like you don't see that she hot
It
though.
ain't pretending. No, that's my
Oh, you really
that's
don't
my
see. She
it. Her being with my friend takes away that part of her. Well, yeah, she's presentable on a picture, sure. But as far as any type of like, it's level. See that's kind of old school. That's kind of how I was taught. That's like the men that I was around. Like that's I don't know if that went on the phone kind of rang. But anyway, the that's a crime punishable by death. Like
I mean,
that is
I know it's a code, but there's a difference between having an ethical code where you don't have relations or you don't pine after your friend's girlfriend or whatnot. But to go as far as to say you don't even see her, is that really true though?
absolutely, and that's something that is. And then what I'm learning is I might just be an anomaly. I might be an enigma. I don't know. It's
You
very
might
few.
be.
It's
Or
very.
the
I
girl just
know.
wasn't fine enough.
I the all I know I have two other people that can relate to that same uh, approach towards life, where they have that approach, but it may be just because of being around savages all all my life growing up and being in atmospheres where it was survival of the fittest,
All right, so check
and it's
so check this out, right? Okay. So I had a boyfriend. Now this was way back, Michael. Way back. And
hey,
he had a brother, right? Brother was fine. I mean, he was fine. Okay? I'm just
not the
saying.
pH,
Yes,
not
cause
the
he was fine. Okay?
you done took.
And and so I hung around the house or whatever. Me and that individual dated for a significant amount of time or whatnot. I was cool with the family, yada yada. But and I'm sorry for all the yada yadas. That not a yada yada commercial keeps coming on, and now it's all
Yada
about me.
yada.
And so, anyway, now I took on that I could never date this dude. You know what I'm saying? Like I knew I could never date his brother. I knew that I could never show any interest in his brother. I knew that like I could never look at his brother, or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? So like mentally, I shut all of that down, you know? But to this day, he didn't stop him from being fine. He was still fine. He was fine. Okay. Now, would I have ever acted on it? No, of course not. Of course not. That would be horrible. And there was a couple times where the brother tried to throw me some play, you know, and I shut it down very, 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 very quickly. You know, Nevertheless, he was still fine. So I don't know, like I
Not the
didn't
pH,
physically
man.
stop seeing him. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't. It wasn't like, oh, he came in the room and I didn't see him anymore. I still saw him, but like I knew that was a boundary that I would never cross. I didn't go home thinking about him or anything like that. I kind of tried to see him like I would see my own brother or something like that. But at the end of the day, he was fine. So, and
I
and and
think
this is many, many, many a years later, and I
many moons
still will
ago.
say it was a long time ago, and I will still say he was fine.
I've seen the comment till he came around like Green Day. Game over, little flip.
I got it, I got it, sir.
That's
But
funny. I
but I'm
know that's
saying,
right.
my point is that like there's a difference between I'm not even paying him no attention. There's a difference between
I love it.
so, there's a difference between not seeing somebody, like physically not seeing somebody, and not crossing a core value.
Oh,
And for me, I would never have crossed the core value. That I would never date this guy, look at this guy, spend any time around this guy, you know. But I feel like pretending like I wasn't attracted to this guy would have put me at more risk than acknowledging the fact that I was attracted to him.
oh, I can expound even more because two things while you were talking came to my mind, and I
Oh.
was listening. But
You
it just
know, you
I knew
say
you
you
was gonna say.
would. You say
That's why I
it.
had to. That's why I had to say it before you got it in. But this is what I just got reminded of. You know how like you have family members that are your age, and I come from a family full of women.
Mhm.
So we all are pretty attractive people for the most part. A little, little need to push away from the dinner table, a couple of us, but other than that, like yeah, everything copacetic. That same look that you give or feeling that you have towards family is kind of what it turns into with your friends, significant others, their girlfriend, somebody that they've indicated they love, someone they've had kids with, someone they married. That same feeling or thought it's that same place you put them in. So that's one thing. And then also for me, I think this might be part of my only childisms. I'm not sharing nothing. I'm not about to be
I'm
I'm not
not
about to
saying
have nobody's.
pursue. I'm not saying pursue them. I'm just saying, is it more effective to deny, like pretend like you have no attraction to this person, or is it more effective to acknowledge, okay, that there is an attraction I have here. I don't want to have it. I don't feel like I'm supposed to have it, but let me be mindful of it so I don't end up getting myself in a weird situation.
My perfect example, my friend, his daughter's, his baby, his BM.
Mhm.
We call her Naki because her last name is it got that in it, and I look at her the same way as I look at my little cousin Christian, like both attractive, but like they family. Like I don't it don't that's it, that's all. Like it's kind of like I don't know. It's like it's kind of like it's not even a concern or like it's just automatically goes there. Like it's not even a second thought. But everybody's not like that. I understand
And I
because
will
I've
and I will say that because I have had individuals that were best friends, best of best friends with individuals that I dated that tried to date me, either during my dating of them or like maybe after my dating of them. They came back.
so you got to watch your wordage too. You now when you say dating, that is different than say someone. Now, when you say date, was this a committed relationship
Yeah,
where
I
the
was
two
with the
parties were
person.
in love? Was
I
he
was
in
in
love?
I was
Did he have
engaged.
kids?
I was
Like,
engaged to this
okay,
person. This person
that's off
proposed to
limits.
me.
Yeah, that's off limits. It's over.
Now I didn't marry him or
Never,
nothing,
but it's too. It don't went too far. It don't went too
but yeah,
far.
they had proposed to me. We were together for a number of years, and and I would tell them, I would say, hey, you put a lot of stock in your relationship with these dudes that you have, but any one of these dudes would flip on you in a second if I made myself available. And it's not, that wasn't me being cocky, that was me being real, because they had already showed interest, in me. And so there were a couple of them that came from me while we were in a relationship, and I tried to tell him and he didn't believe me. And then there were a couple of them that came around after and was like, "Hey, I just, I can't keep putting my happiness on hold. I just had to tell you how I felt." And I'm like, "Well,
Oh,
why?"
that's so corny.
And I'm like, "Well, what about your friend? Like, that's your role. That's your dude. I can't keep putting my happiness on hold." I'm like, "See now, go tell him that."
And that
Because
is,
he
but
thought I was tripping.
that is
But it happens.
that happens a lot.
It happens.
That happens a lot. Because the thing is, with that's kind of like as you
They
get
didn't see
older, you
me
kind
as a
of know.
sister, is all I'm saying.
Yeah, that part. Now it's a difference between okay, y'all was kicking it for 4 5 months. Y'all went to a couple comedy shows. Whoop de whoop de whoop. And this was okay. This was wifey. This was that type of it's levels to that. But then to be honest, after a certain period of time, I think even some of that for some people that goes away and goes out the window. Like I've had people. Now I will say this. I've had people reach out to me and ask me, "Hey, I saw such and such at such and such. Would it be cool if I shot my shot? Like we exchange numbers. I don't want you to feel no type of way." And I'm like, "Cool, I don't care." But realistically, I respect the fact that you came and asked, but I just know this person's a little different than me. I would never do that, but I'm not blaming this person for doing that because what we value ain't necessarily the same. I can't expect me out of them. So, there's that. And as a male, it's a little bit more cutthroat. Man, I had not to go too deep, but from a certain period, I say into high school to like maybe like from so I came out like '01. So to like from '01 to like '04, '05, there was a certain one of my quote unquote friends. Every chick I interacted with for a bit, he tried to take a shot at.
Mm.
Like that was like it was like that was like a thing. Like cause he just he couldn't rock like me. So he just like that was his way of trying to I don't know what it was for him, but
He
R.I.P.
was
I
that
don't know.
guy.
Well, I mean me, but he was trying. Yeah, he was that guy to try and you know. But then I noticed that those type of people kind of are around each other because there was a couple other people that was in his little, I'll call it segment, because it'd be different. You'll be cool with people like say we all go get our haircut together, but we'll be cool, shoot the breeze, whoop de woo. But I ain't about to hit you up on a random Tuesday and let's go do that. Like, we cool though. I got your number, but I ain't about to just rock with you like that. Like, so there's people that would be rocking with him like that that kind of exhibited those same behaviors. Didn't have, like this is off limits or this is okay. They just said it whatever they felt like. They just moved whichever way the wind blew. Which I get it. You
But
live a
females
certain
are like
lifestyle.
that too. It's not that's not just males. That's not just males. I've run into females that would literally do that same thing. They would anyone that they thought was coming after me or that I looked like I wanted to go after, they would go after. I've seen that. I've seen that move. I've had best friends. That tried to single white female me. And I'm just looking like,
Ah,
what's happening?
uh,
You know,
that is yeah. Y'all is cutthroat. Y'all now I will say, women are more cutthroat. Like a man will do it passively, but a woman is crazy. A woman will do it passively, but she'll do it diabolical. Like shit, women is a lot more methodical. Like we'll be more instinct. Women will be more like, oh, I have a deep plan to do this. I'm gonna start with this, then I'm gonna move to this, and then this will happen. Like is that serious? Oh my gosh! Like real?
so you
Like I
you
don't.
saying dudes don't have plans?
I mean, it's some that's it's psychopaths on both sides. It just is what it is, dog. It's psychopaths,
But with that
but
being said, that's exactly why Stacy's the asshole
oh,
because
of course.
she
But
thought she thought that through. I mean,
I'm she is
based on your logic, she thought that through.
she. I never took her off of one. But Tom is definitely two. Tom is two.
Man,
Tom is
I don't know.
Tampa two. Tampa two. Tom. He
I
is.
have
Oh my
to
goodness.
arm wrestle you for two with John because it's
What?
crazy. See, he was in the you guys would understand how funny that is if you saw me and then saw Mr. Machismo. But
you, he was.
but nevertheless, he was in a committed relationship for 4 years and slept with her friend. Just because you had some type of come to Jesus moment after the fact doesn't mean you didn't allow it to happen.
So we all of us ain't stole from the cookie jar every once in a while. At least he stole for the cookie. It's one thing to steal from the cookie jar and you be sorry because you got caught. He stole from the cookie jar and just was sorry and moved up. Like that was his way of just taking a loss.
He
Like
stole
he ain't
from
get
the
caught.
cookie jar.
Oh,
If
no pun
if
intended.
if
That's funny.
only it was that simple. Like
But you
that
know
was
what I
her
mean.
best friend. I'm like, if it's like that, just go out to a bar. You know what I'm saying? Even though I don't promote that, either. But I'm just saying, not the best friend.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
best friend,
That's a real definition to keep enemies close, man.
man.
But the at least he didn't wait until he got caught. Is my so I just kind of see that as like that's at least he tried. Like we don't know. 6 months later, he might be a whole new man. Never cheated again. Got married. Had kids. Started wrote a book about it. Who who knows, man? He started empowering young men not to. Well, let's treat our women like queens now. Don't do anything you wouldn't want to do in front.
That's what
And
John did.
maybe he
I'm gonna
might
have to
have. I
look
don't
John
know.
up, but
I'm curious.
John's name ain't really John, so we know that. So I'm gonna read some of these comments though. It's one of the comments is hard not the asshole on this one. Was walking out of the wedding the day of a nice thing to do? Not particularly, but what on earth did they expect would happen by telling you? And on the wedding
Man,
day, they knew they were playing with fire. They chose
man.
when to tell you this information. Simply walking out because whoa Nelly, I bet there were a ton of conflicting emotions. Was pretty adult. You didn't cause a huge scene. You simply extracted yourself from the situation, not the asshole. So,
Yeah.
for those who are just recently joining, we are looking at not the asshole, or am I the asshole on Reddit, and there is a woman who was dating someone by the name of John, and she had a best friend named Stacy. John broke up with her after 4 years, and Stacy is marrying her fiance Tom. Stacy asked her to be the maid of honor, and she said yes. And then she found out by Tom, the fiance, that Stacy had slept with her boyfriend of 4 years, John, right, and caused the breakup between her and John. And so, after that point, girlie dropped out the wedding. She didn't make a big stink. She didn't say anything to anybody. She just kind of went home. And so she asked, was she the asshole for that? And so we said that she was not the asshole. And then we decided to put people in asshole order. And so me and Mr. Machismo, we agree on Stacy because Stacy was the best friend. She slept with the boyfriend, and they had been dating for 4 years, so it's not like she didn't know what it was, the boyfriend or whatever. And then when the boyfriend broke up with girl, right? The girl goes to Stacy for emotional support, and she like hugs her and like it's just sloppy. So we got Stacy in there, and then I say number two is John. I say number two is John. But Mr. Machismo says number two was Tom because Tom told all the day before the wedding. And then for my number three, I have Tom. And then for Mr. Machismo's number three, he has John. And his reason for this is that John broke up with Girlie after he cheated on her, because he felt bad. So sad, so sad. So, with that being said, we are reading some other opinions. Um, and so, this one says, I walked out on my best friend's wedding because of some news I heard about her. It ended up causing a huge scene and ruining her day. I could be the asshole because I did have the option of at least staying and helping her finish the wedding. Okay. We're not talking about you, lady. Um, and so somebody else says, nope. I'm petty enough to do it before the ceremony starts. So she would be staying with the ugly cry face in the church. Um, and all the guests would know why. Okay, so this person said, this person said, she's not the asshole, and if it was them, they would have told everybody what happened, and they would have left during the ceremony. And so someone else says, right as she's about to walk down the aisle, and here is the woman that ruined my previous relationship by cheating on her soon to be husband. Mic drop. Grab a bottle of bubblies and walk out. I, as a therapist, I do not condone these behaviors. As just a random human being, that was kind of funny. So I just wanted to separate those two things. But
Facts.
I mean, at the end of the day, what would you do? What would you do? Real talk. If you
I ain't gonna.
if you
I
were
gotta shout out to what's her name? Not of course not the bride, the other girl. Shout out to her for not having no furniture move in there because that had to be hard. I ain't gonna hold you.
but what
I
would
would have
you
had to. There
do?
would have been a little bit of. Oh, we gonna have a conversation. I'm gonna have to look her in her eyes. Well, I gotta see what you got to say. I ain't we ain't about to. I'm just walking out like you. And oh man, that is just that is the audacity. The morning of like I gotta
Audacity.
take a hat off because I'm just trying to imagine being in that situation. The morning of I'm probably going. It's probably not gonna be a wedding. I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't even gonna hold you. I don't know. Ah, Lord, don't let that ever happen. Oh my goodness,
And it's really hard to say for
that is
me
heavy. The
because
audacity.
like for me,
Ooh.
I can say, oh, I would do X, Y, Z, Z, Y, X, right? But the reality of it is there is a level of shock there. When you hear news like that, there is a level of shock, and then you're going through a lot of different emotions. But again, the first one is shock, and so I don't know if I would have went in there and told her about herself or any of that. Like I think that I would have just gotten in the car and left too. And it's not because I'm just, such a big individual. I think that shock would have really got the better of me and my fight or flight response would have been to flee.
I think the fight part would have kicked in. But you make a good point. Shock.
Yeah, I
I
mean
think
that's
that
the
is something
thing.
to think about
Yeah, I
because
mean,
that is
can you
that'll.
imagine like the levels of betrayal that are in that situation. We've been best friends for God knows how long. You slept with my boyfriend breaks up with me, then I come to you because I am like crying my eyes out, and then you comfort me for weeks or months or however long, knowing that you slept with my boyfriend. Like the amount that it would take to wrap your head around all of that, that's not an instantaneous thing. That is not an instantaneous thing. That's the somatic system all day long.
Ooh.
When you get news like that, that is fight or flight. Fight, flight, or freeze. They People don't really talk about that last one a lot. But that is a big one too. And so she left. And that was one of the best things that she could have did. That was one of the best things that she could have did. Um, so yeah, I give her the not the asshole badge. There's some people on here, some flicking somebody in the head. I don't know what that would have did,
The dude across the table who told me, like, why are you telling me this?
yeah, I mean, because it wasn't act. From when you first read it, you might think, oh, what a selfless act. But when you really think about it,
Breaker, breaker, you break it, break it.
oh, breaking up. When you really think about it, it wasn't a selfless act. It just wasn't. He wanted the wedding to go boom. He wanted the wedding to go boom,
That was
and
for his game,
yeah, absolutely. He wanted the wedding to go boom, but he didn't want to be the one to blow it up.
and that's rough. That's some real uh, creepy. You real jerk, like real. What's soft as drugstore cotton. Just let somebody
Wow.
else fight that battle for you.
I mean, well, I don't know. What would it's rough because
Mm.
if I was in his position, and like I am supposed to be marrying somebody the next day, and I just found out that this person slept with somebody some years back. You know, do I weigh it? Do I say, okay, that was a long time ago? Nothing else has happened since then, according to them. Do I say, okay, you're not trustworthy. I don't want to go through with the wedding. Do we postpone? Do we break up? Because that I mean that's a brick. That's a whole house she just dropped on him. Mr. Machismo?
That's
Any
a sledgehammer.
Yeah.
Oh, you went. I thought you were still talking. You went out for a second. But yeah, that's a sledgehammer.
Yeah, so it's like it's hard to say what you would do in that
That is
because we're
that
looking
is
we're
that is
looking at it
that is
at,
crazy. But that
we're looking at it from all perspectives. And so that's rough because a part of you loves this person, right? And you want to be with this person, but a part of you wants her to get dealt with. A part of you feels guilty, because maybe you're friends with this individual as well, you know, and so there's a lot that's going on there. But still, why you keep changing your picture? You bored?
oh, you see, I'm just toying around. I got to digging in the archives.
Lord have mercy.
The caffeine.
Oh, okay. I wish it was happening over
I
here
move
because the
around a
Red
little bit.
Bull put me to sleep.
But yeah, I don't know what to say except kudos to that young lady for getting up out of there and
Yeah, I don't
not
think. Yeah, I don't
per
think she
se
was
making
meant
it
to.
worse.
Huh? What you
Oh
say?
no, I said yeah, kudos to her for not making it worse.
Yeah, they can slander her all day long around that, but like it is what it is.
That's a crazy one though. The more intricacies I get to thinking about, the more disrespectful it gets. You up in their house, sleeping on their couch. She. I'm thinking all type of crazy. She might have, she might have took him up top on the couch you sleeping on.
Right? It's like,
Your tears mixing with their fun, for lack of a better term, man. Mess around.
oh,
Like that is you is
oh man, you took it,
what I miss.
you took it there, you
Oh,
took
you
it
caught that?
there.
I don't know. I mean, we don't know. It's possible. It's not outside of the realm of possibilities. Cause she
Wow.
was the Stacy is. Watch out for the Stacys around. There's
You
some
know,
Stacys out here.
cause
There's some
she's
Stacy,
just a representation of a group
a
of
type of
people.
person.
Yeah, there are definitely people
Hmm.
that I have told my significant other, don't go around them, don't even do it, don't even do it. Like when we first got together, I looked him straight in his face and I gave him a list of people. I said, this person, this person, this person, this person, this person. Don't
Not
go.
a list.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
a list.
yeah, yeah. It wasn't a long
Ooh,
list, you know what I'm saying? But it was a list. It was more than one person. And I was like,
Lispy Russell.
huh?
Man, called you Lispy Russell.
I mean, it
Whoa, a
wasn't a
list.
long list. It was like maybe three people, but still, it was people that I knew, 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 that I knew wasn't no good.
Wasn't
They
worth two
just,
dead flies.
yeah, they wasn't no good. And those are the people who I know will go after somebody I'm with just to say that they did it. And so
Oh, it's a lot of. Oh, no,
I told him, I was like,
that is a whole thing.
don't even. I was like, I don't hang around them. Stay away from them. If we're somewhere and they're there, just walk the other direction. Because it's like I'm not about to let my significant other get ambushed. Now it's not that I don't trust him or anything, but I'm still gonna let him know what's up. Because you could be thinking
Yeah.
one thing and it turned into something else.
KYP, gotta know your personnel. That is 1,000% true. There's some people you just, you know how to approach any encounters. These are
So,
facts.
I was looking at, because this is just who I am as a person. I was looking at something else, and I don't know. Let me ask you how do you feel about this topic for next week? If it's still even up. I don't know if it's still gonna be up next week, but we'll see. If it is, I want to know what you think about it for next week. Um, it says my girlfriend's porn history is disturbing and concerning. What do you what do you think? What do you think about that? What do you think about that for next
That
week?
is
This
the
is real. This is real life stuff that people go through in relationships, though. Seriously, you can be into different things sexually. I mean,
that is true.
this is legit. But what do you think for this topic next week?
I'm gonna want to know what the I'm gonna want details just because it's like, man, it's there's lines that can't be crossed, but I that is a whole can of wax right there.
Well, of course it
I ain't
is, because that's what we
that is a
do.
lot.
We open cans, we examine, we
No,
dig
some of them
deep.
cans we go. Some of them cans, if they got beans in them, I don't want them. I'm gonna stay away from them cans.
Well, is this a can that you want to stay away from, or do we want to see what's in it?
I don't know if I want to see what's in that. There could be a lot in that one. She might be looking up midgets or something. I don't know. Small people, I don't know
What
what the
would
proper
that
term is.
matter? She was looking up small people.
I mean,
I
that's
I'm gonna have to
that
think
kind of.
about. I'm gonna think about this because it has an authentic and relevant point. As a therapist that sees married couples, poly couples, um, just couples in general, and individuals. You run into this type of thing where people don't feel comfortable talking to their significant other about the type of things that turn them on and the type of things that they're into. And so there's a block in that area, and so there's a part of them that's not satisfied. But then there's also boundaries that your partner is able to have. They're allowed to have those. How do you talk about those things? How do you get to a point where you all are able to compromise so that needs are being met without someone feeling demonized because they like something that you don't. These are real things that come up in relationships. And so this person is saying my girlfriend's porn history is disturbing and concerning. um and that's an important topic because there's a lot of relationships that are going through issues because sexually they're not on the same page.
I ain't gonna hold you. Certain stuff, if this is on the search, like certain stuff, I ain't about to waste her time because you with because certain stuff is just it just ain't going. It's like if you are looking at it, there's a desire to do it. So with that in mind, like as a man, like your goal is to, you know, make your mate happy. It's, it's jack of all trades, but there's some trades that I ain't participating in. So Yeah, I ain't gonna hold you. Good luck. Look, I hope you get look. For, I hope you find what you're looking for. Godspeed. Yeah,
Wow.
that's that. Phew, I
I
ain't,
mean,
you know.
I hear you. I hear you. You know,
It's
and I'm not going to get too far into this, but also understand that everybody has a boundary, and each person's boundary is different. And so, anytime that you meet someone, there is a chance that what is on the table for you is off the table for them. You know, it's based off of your lens. It's based off of how you were raised. You know what your core values are, and also things that are innate in you that you know make you feel adventurous. I was gonna say something else, but a child just walked in, so yeah, I'm gonna leave it at that. So we're going to discuss this a little bit in detail next week. If you're interested in this topic, definitely tune in, subscribe. Again, the topic is my boy. Move. You can't hear this. You gotta get out. All right, love you. Okay, so the topic is my girlfriend's porn history is disturbing and concerning. If that is a topic that you are interested in either weighing in on or talking about, which will probably lead us into different sexual interests, compromising sexually with your partner, being vulnerable about telling your partner what you're into, maybe some barriers to that. Definitely tune in, subscribe, Supportive Advice Live. We are here each Sunday. I mean, not Sunday. We're not here Sunday. We are not here Sunday. Don't come looking for us on Sunday. We are here on Thursday, though. We are here at Thursday. Now, okay, 6 o'clock, sometimes 6:15. Today it was 6:25, but we're gonna be on here.
6 ish.
We will be on here. So just
6 ish.
if you subscribe, it'll tell you when we're live, and just click on us. But with all that being said, this will be our topic. Thank you, Joe, for joining. Thank you, Samantha. Thank you, Michael. And as always, my girlfriend's porn history is disturbing, and now we horny. That's a topic. Love it. I know that's right. So Joe, join us next time. Samantha, please join us again next time. Dante, anybody who doesn't know him, he is Mr. Machismo. He is our male perspective on the panel. Couldn't do it without him. He definitely gives 150% every time he comes on. I really appreciate him. Tune in so that you can hear us again next week. And shout out to Sam. Always good to see. Yeah, shout out to Sam. I appreciate you. You coming. Definitely subscribe. Keep coming on. We're here every Thursday around 6. And I'll talk to you guys then. If you want to catch the replay, we are on YouTube at Lord. Aquila Wheatley, LMFT. We are on Facebook, Supportive Advice. You can also catch us on Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify Podcasts under Supportive Advice. And we will see you all soon. You guys enjoy.